Let's go to LeetCode 241. Different ways to add princes. For this question, to give us a string expression, and the expression can have number and also plus, minus, or multiple signs in it. And we can add princes to the expression. At the beginning, it does not have princes. So, so it let us to return the final result for different method. We added the princes. So what we're thinking about is that we can iterate the expression, right? So, if there is a calculated sign that may be a plus, minus, or multiple, right? In this case, we have the options to add princes to the sign before that, and also princes after that, right? So that means we have a option to use this sign, or we don't use this sign, right? So this is kind of a traditional DFS problem, right? So we iterate the whole expression. If we see a calculated sign, then we have options to calculate the first substring expression one, right? And it will return at least one. And also our expression two, it will return at least two, right? So if we use this, so that means we'll handle every number in the list one and every number in our list two. And if it is plus, then we use two for loops, right? Plus to add our final result. And it's minus, that is two for loop to minus, right? So it is multiple, that two for loop to multiple. So we iterate the whole strings. If we do these signs, have options to use it to separate that into two parts, right? So this will be classical DFS problem. For this kind of DFS, we may have some duplicate calculations. For example, we have a 1 plus 2 minus 3, right? And possibly we have a plus 10 and plus 1 plus 2 and a minus 3, right? So for this kind of expression, right? We are at least have, for example, we already in our previous DFS part, we have a princess as 1 plus 2, right? Or we can save that into a map or memo. And also we can possibly, for example, 2 minus 3, right? We can save that into a memo, 1 plus 2 minus 3, right? We can also save that into a memo. So next time when we iterate to a later part, we see this kind of expression again, right? We can just check the map. So it can minimize the duplicate calculations. So for the memo, right, we just use a string as key as some kind of expression we already calculate. You know, the value of is just a list of the integers. So let's begin to write code for this, right? So we have a list of integer result equals new array list. And let's say if this string is empty, right? String equals null, or expression dot length equals 0, right? We just return result. And we need to have memo, right? Memo key will be that string, will be expression already calculated. The value will be our list of integer. Memo equals new hash map. So we just return DFS expression memo. Okay. So private list of integer, right? DFS. So we're going to have a string expression in the map. This one is memo. So first, when we do this DFS, we check whether the map contains this key or not. If memo contains key expression, just return memo get expression. And what is the exit condition? Is that for this expression, it does not contains um, any calculus signs, right? So we can have a private boolean contains um contains sign. Okay, so string str. Now we just return str dot index of the plus sign smaller than 0, and minus sign smaller than 0, right? And multiple signs smaller than 0, right? So this means there is no sign to it, right? So we'll say if we call no signs, right? If no sign, no if no sign expression. Okay. So we just have an integer value equals integer percent expression, right? And we have a list of integer result equals new array list value, right? And we'll have memo put expression result and return result, right? Otherwise, it must contain signs, right? So we also have a list of and put this one outside. Should be fine, right? Equals new array list. And for this result, we just add a value, right? So this is the termination if it does not have sign, right? Then if we go to this line, that means there is a sign in it. So in this case, we can iterate for int I equals 0, I smaller than say expression dot length, right? Length I plus plus. Okay. So we'll have character C character C equals expression child right. So let's say if C is not a sign, right? If it's not a sign, we just continue, right? So only when this is a sign, we have two options: continue or use this one as a separator. Right? So if continue, then it just treat as some other characters. We do nothing, right? If this one is not a sign, right? We just continue. Otherwise, we are going to have a list integer. For example, we cut the two parts, like integer list one, right? List one equals DFS expression substring from 0 to I, right? I is like the next, that is a character, right? In the memo. Also, we'll have list integer list 2 equals DFS. Now should be substring I plus 1, right? So we use a calculator sign to separate it to two parts. So we are going to do for int I. This is I already used, right? Let's use m um m equals 0, m smaller than this one but size m plus plus, right? For int n equals 0 and smaller than this 2 dot size n plus plus, right? So our result will add what? So this will depend on the sign. It is plus or equal to sign, right? We can run help function called calculate. Okay? Calculate list one get m list two get m, and possibly we can have a sign here, right? And then in the end, we'll have a memo put expression in the result. We just return result, right? And we need to have a help function to calculate int called calculate, right? Calculate int a int b char sign, right? Char equals plus sign, return a plus b, right? and for a equals minus sign, we just return a minus b, right? Otherwise, we just return b, right? So this is calculated. So that's it. It's wrong. DFS expression. Index 1, line 8, and line 64. Okay. And result. Should be n, right? This is the n. Okay. So so we use a DFS and a memo, right? So we'll say for every chart we have options to select or not select, right? So if we have, for example, the length is n, right? But the since for example we have the character, the calculated character, for example, that's L, right? So the this kind of character, we have option to select or not. So it will be 2 factorial L time complexity. But since that but the thing is that for if we select, right, we also need to calculate this part. So if we already have a map save some kind of part, right, and for this kind of calculations in the sub expression, that the checking will be just O1, right? So we discuss the time complexity, but I think this one will be O. Every time we also need to iterate. The first time we need to iterate the expression length, and for everyone we also need to iterate the sub length. Jose, you can tell me what's the time complexity for this?